Okay, so last week we have not last week on Monday, on Tuesday, we have created forms that allows us to select or to display data from our table. Now, we will add forms to add and update. Okay, for this, uh, we need to add two forms. I already create and insert the two forms in the ULS in 9B start. So at the moment, we already have the, hang on, let me check. Just open the codes. Get the one in ULS so that you don't have to create from scratch. So we have two forms, one for update and one for add, like this one. Okay. These two forms I already add in your in the ULS, the week 9B start. Let's start. Okay. Just a quick review about insert statement. I hope you still remember this one. We have discussed this one before the exam, the midterm exam. So this is statements to insert data. So the general statement is insert into, follow with the table name, follow with the column that we want to add, and then follow with the values. Okay, so if you have 3 columns or 4 columns in the columns to be added, then we need to provide 4 values. Okay. Next, for update. With update, we need to use the update statement that looks like this one, where update follow with the table name, follow with the pair of attribute name and value that we want to update. And finally, we will have the condition. And for this one, we need to make sure that we only use the primary key for the, we use the primary key for the constraint. Otherwise, if we use the update statement as the bottom one, it means that we will update all data, not just one data. Okay, if we want to update just one data, we need to provide the primary key in the where constraint. We're not going to talk about delete, but this is just a quick review. Okay, and it should be enough. I mean, I will quickly discuss about this one. Delete is easy. Simply delete from employee, provided with the constraint which one we want to delete. Okay. Again, similar to update, if we only want to remove particular records, then we need to provide the primary key. Okay. Unless if you want to remove everything, then we can do delete. Okay. Quick quick practice. Let's do this together. Let me just open my notepad. Should be enough. Or nah, let's just use this one. Just copy and paste everything. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Only 5. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 5. Oops. All right, starting from Kathleen, do number 1, please. Is it too small? Let me make it bigger. Okay, hopefully it's big enough. Number 1, please.
Insert into category. In the bracket, code, comma name.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing because the table is in Indonesian. Okay. Next.
Values.
Mm-hmm.
06, comma alat
You need to
tulis.
put it in. Like this?
Yes.
Good. Okay, yep, it's successful. Easy. Number 2. Kenneth, do number 2, please.
Sorry, sir, I'm still in a hospital, so it might be noisy for a bit.
Oh, okay. So you're using your mobile?
But yeah, I'm using my smartphone.
Okay.
I think it should be update.
Good.
Update category.
Good.
Category. Is it in bracket category?
Now, set.
Set.
What do you want to change?
The name.
The name, correct.
Nama equals to frozen food.
Good.
Yeah, single quote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's all.
No. Where?
Where
Which one do you want to update? The one with code?
Oh, the one with code 606.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
All right. Good. Next. Agis. Do this one, please.
Update.
Mm-hmm.
Stock product, I guess.
Product stock in product table. Update. Hang on. Let me check the product. I think it's barang. Okay. Barang, perpetual stock. Right. Now, which table we want to update?
Barang.
Mm-hmm. Which column we want to set?
Set harga price.
We don't have anything, but that's
Harga
fine.
jual.
No. Set nama equal to
Ciki, koma harga jual.
Okay.
Equals to 5,000, comma stock equal to 10.
Kode kategori.
Kode kategori equal to 606, where
Kode barang.
kode barang equal to 40005.
Cool. Easy. No rows effective, 0 rows effective because we don't have any product in that table. All right. Catherine.
Update
Mhm,
barang
mhm.
set stock equals to stock minus 5,
Mhm.
where kode barang equals to 40005.
Good. All right. Last one. I think Agis. Agis, can you do the last one, please? That's easy.
Okay, so delete from category
Mhm.
where kode kategori equal to 06.
Oops. Easy. This is simply removing what we have inserted before. Well done, everyone. Thank you. All right, let's move on to number 7. Now, last week we have used something called MySQL execute reader. That MySQL execute reader is used to execute the select statement. Now, if we want to insert non-select statement, in the sense we want to do insert, update, and delete, we need to use something called MySQL execute non-query. Okay. Now, for this, we need to add a new method in the database connection CS. Let's call it execute DML. So in here, we simply, as usual, create a connection and then create a comment, link the comment to the database connection, and then we execute the comment. Okay, in here we use execute non-query instead of execute reader, just like on Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to keep moving before I let you try. Now, in the category library, okay, in the category library, just put in here plus category. We need to add a new method to add a new category. Okay, in here I said public static void add category, and we provide the insert statement in here. After we get the SQL, we do the execute DML method. Okay, now just a bit before we move on, because if you can see in here, the query that we created is using code. What if we want to insert data that contains code? Okay, suppose we want to do insert into category name nama, values, blah blah blah. Okay, put it this way. Suppose we want to insert this one, and this one is not to list. This way say customers favorite. It will be an error, right? Because it seems like this one is closing this one. Well, instead, no, we want to write something with code. Does it mean that we cannot put code inside our database? That's not true. what we can do is that we have to escape the quote. Okay, see if this one is working. Don't think it is. There you go. Single quote in here. Now it's working. If you look in the category, we have quote inside. So that's called escaping the character, this one. Okay, now how to escape depends on the database and depends on the programming language. If we directly use SQL, we can escape quote with simply one backslash, like this one. However, if we use the C#, we need to use double quote, a double backslash, like this one. Okay, so simply we say, okay, hey, if there's any quote, replace it with double backslash quote. Okay, this is just making sure that if there's a quote, it will not cause an error, and the slash, the dot will be inserted properly. Okay. Now, in our new form, the form category add, in here, we add the save button. Okay, in here, let me just put this aside so that I can explain clearly. Okay, in the category list, in here, if we click new, okay, as usual, we want to create a form category add object. We call it FRM. We specify that the owner is this category list form, and we show it. Okay, I think it's just a simple adding, or not adding, opening a new form. Now, what I want to discuss more is in this new form. When we click save, we need to create a new category first. We need to create a new category with values as given in the code and the name text boxes. Once we do that, we add the category. Okay, remember this add category is inserting to the database. Okay, if there is no error, then we display this one. If there is an error, remember we already put a try catch in here. If there's an error somewhere in here, we should do this one. Okay, that's it for now, and we can try if we can insert a new category. Okay, try this one. And when you do that, I think initially you will need to, after you insert, for example, like this one, and you click save, it will be inserted in the database. You can double check in database. But if you click exit, your new category will not be reflected in the categories in here. You will need to close the category and reopen. Okay, I will explain how to work around that after this. But try this one. Let me know when you finish. I need to get some work. 5 minutes, except Kenneth maybe. So Agis and Catherine.
Okay, sir.
Now, next for update. First, we need to add the button update. Okay, let's say we want to have a new column following the first two columns from the database. Okay, so we need to change our refresh data grid method that we have before. Okay, so in here, we need to check if there is a data inside after we add the column from the category list to the data grid view, we need to check whether the button update, this is the button update already in the data grid view columns. If it's not yet there, we simply need to create a column update. The type of that one is data grid view button column. Okay, that's a column for data grid view. And we specify the header text. Okay, this should be action, like this one, but I changed it to update. So it doesn't matter which one you want to use. The call update text, this one is this one. Okay, the one on the button. The name is the name of the button is BTN update. This need to be exactly the same as the one we checked in here, obviously. So in here is the button name, BTN update. And then we simply specify to use the column text, which is this one, the update for the button value, make it true. And finally, once we done defining the column, we add it to the data grid view using this one. Okay, once we've done that, we need to get back to the category library, to the category class. In here, we need to create a get category method. Okay, and the parameter for this one is the category code. Basically, we want to get data about a category. Of course, when we want to do that, we need to provide the primary key value. And inside is pretty much straightforward. In here, we have a SQL statement, select the category nama from category, and so on. And we use the data reader as usual to get to execute the SQL select statement. And if there is a value result, then we put it in the category and return it. As simple as that. Okay. Now, how to detect button click? Okay. This is the simplest form. This one is actually performed when we click on any cell content. Okay. We will change it a bit next week when we add another. No, I don't think we need to do that. So this is when we click the data or records in the data grid view. Okay, so in here, first we need to get the code in the selected row. Okay, so I call it selected category code. Okay, so if we click on the first row, then it will return the category code in the first row. Once we know the code, we need to get the data. We therefore call the new get category method that we just created. If the category is not known, meaning the code exists, then we simply open the form update. We simply open the form update and we specify the order is this, and then we specify the existing code and name. Okay, because we are updating at this point, and we show. If for some reason somehow this should not happen, but somehow if we cannot find the category, we display a error message. Okay, this is normally will not happen. Now, finally, not finally actually. Now we go back to class category. We go back to class category. In here, we add update category method, and in here we accept parameter the updated category. So this one will have the updated data. So what we do inside is we simply do update statement. Okay, in here I provide the escape sequence immediately, and once we get the SQL, we execute the SQL. Finally, we need to work on the button save in the form category update, where in here we simply need to create a new category object, and then perform update category. If things successful, we need to show the update category. Okay, for this one and the previous insert form, don't forget to also add scripts for the other buttons, such as the clear and the exit buttons. Okay, after we finish, do this one. Add this one where we update a category. Okay, say you want to update this one, you display this, change it, and click save. Make sense? Try. See if you can do it or if you have any problem. Recording. Now, finally, let's talk about how to refresh data when we finish adding or updating a category. Okay, currently the new inserted category or updated category are not automatically reflected in the data grid in the category list. Okay, well, that's not what we want. Ideally, we want the grid to be refreshed. Now, if we check when we get that data is when the page is loaded, right? So what we can do is simply how we can make this one executed after we insert or update data. Okay, so first thing first, change this one to public. Okay, change this one to public, and whenever we close the add button, say I exit here, I create connection to the owner, and then I call that load to refresh the data. Okay, I think this is what Catherine is just asking just now. Do the same for the update. Okay, now before I let you go working on this one, this should be easy. I want to tell you that this is not the only method we can do. Okay, I personally will not create two form, like one for add and one for update, because as you can see, add and update looks very similar. So I will personally create one form for detail that is creating the that looks like this one, and it's used for both add and update. Okay, but of course we need to do some updates, some modification, so that a form can be used for both update and insert. Okay, now I'm sure everything will went well. If you look on slide 22, that's it. Now what matters is that now you can start or finishing phase 2. On phase 2, you need to start working on the forms or modules for several tables. What's missing is just delete. Okay, we will add the delete function on Tuesday. Okay. Any question? Try this one. I give you like 5 minutes and let me know when it's working so that I can let you go. Try this one. Yep.
Excuse me, sir. I have a bit problem with my Visual Studio Code.
Why is that?
Can I share my screen?
Sure.
Before I was accidentally close my code, and when I try to open the form categories list, it shows that the designer cannot be shown because the document for it never loaded. But when I start the application, I can open the categories form, but in the code I can open it, sir.
What did you close? Which one you cannot see? The form categories?
Yeah.
because the document for it was never loaded. Okay, exclude the form categories. Everything is still there.
Yeah.
Try to open the Visual Studio and reopen again.
Close it, sir.
Reopen again.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, so there.
Probably a big-
Because before this, I already tried to close the Visual Code and open it, and it still has that error, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a glitch from the Visual Studio part.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So try the slide 21. See if it's working. In a sense, after you update data already and you close the edit or update form, the update is reflected immediately in the data grid view. Everyone good? Yeah, no? Just